Hey everybody, it's Christopher Small, the owner of CMS Law Firm. We do estate planning, we do probate, we do it well. Today I want to talk about if a spouse or boyfriend dies, do you need a probate? All right. Before I get to that though, I want to remind you, if you have questions about this or anything else related to estate planning or probate, you can set up a time to talk with us over the phone for free by going to probatemeetingcom. All right. So this was a comment on one of my YouTube videos, and because I promised that I will answer any questions or comments that you leave, I wanted to take a minute to do that here. So the question is if a spouse or a boyfriend dies, do you need probate? And this obviously would apply to a girlfriend as well, and spouse's spouse. And the answer, by the way, is it depends, and it depends on spouse or boyfriend can make a significant difference in whether or not you need a probate if sort of one of your partner, your whoever you want to call them, spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend, dies. Here's why. If you're married, things are a little bit different and a little bit the same as if you are not married. Okay, if you are married, well, they're very similar, actually. What it comes down to is, are you on the same accounts together or not? Okay, because if you are married and your spouse has a separate account that you are not listed on and that you are not listed as the beneficiary on, and they die, you are going to have to go through probate to get access to that account. And here's why it's different, I guess, too. If you are married and you don't have a will, okay, I'm jumping around a little bit, but we're going to get there eventually, I promise. If you are married and you don't have a will, okay, then everything passes down to your spouse first, okay, particularly all the community property. If you have separate property and you have kids, some goes to the kids, most goes to the spouse. If you don't have kids, pretty much everything goes to the spouse first if you don't have a will, okay? If you are not married and you do not have a will, all of your boyfriend's stuff is going to go to his family or her family and not to you, okay? So for example, if you own a house together and you're not married and your significant other dies, that half of the house is not going to go to you. Okay, so this is important. That's why having a will is critically important if you're not married. It's still important if you are married, and particularly if you have kids, but if you are not married and you want your assets to go to someone that's not in your family, you need to have a will. All right, the same thing applies to bank accounts. And the reason it applies to bank accounts for spouses and sort of non-spouses alike is because if someone owns a bank account separately, it's treated as their property, even though the spouse may have an interest in at least half of that. It's still for intents and purposes of how the account is accessed. The singular person that's on the account is the one that has access. To get access to that, you will have to open a probate. Okay. Hopefully that made sense. It's sort of jumped around a little bit. To recap, if you're married, it's easier. And things pass down to the spouse more automatically. You may still need probate if you have separate accounts. If you, if you are not married, then you have to have a will if you want any of your worldly possessions to go to your non-family significant other. Otherwise, it will all go to your family, to your kids first, then to your parents, and on down the line to a couple of other people. Okay? Hopefully that made sense. It made a lot of sense when I was thinking about it, and I think I finally got it figured out there at the end. But if it did, and you like this video, then please hit the like button. If you have a question or comment, please leave it. I promise to give you a better answer than I did today. And if you know someone needs to hear this, please share it with them. Okay? And if you have a question or anything related to estate planning or probate, and you want to talk with us over the phone for free, you can do so by going to probatemeetingcom. All right, that is it. I am Christopher Small. I'm the owner of CMS Law Firm. We do estate planning. We do probate. We do it well. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you again soon. See ya.